Now we're going to introduce third species. So third species, as you can see, moves entirely in quarter notes. Recall, so we're speeding up yet again. First species was all whole notes in the counterpoint. In second species, we moved to half notes. Now we've got quarter notes. So our exercises, in terms of the number of notes we're writing, have become much longer than they were at first. The same cantus firmus now requires a lot more going on in the counterpoint when we're in third species. A few basic points about this, about the rhythm. As with second species, we have the option of either starting right on the downbeat or starting with a rest. We prefer to start with a rest, just as we prefer starting with a rest in second. Either is perfectly legal, but the rest is preferred. And it's always a quarter note rest, just the one single quarter note starting on the second quarter beat. In second species, we had an option of what to do in the next to last measure. We don't have any such choice to make in third species. In third species, we're always going to end with a half note. We're always going to end the whole note, and the next to last measure, in which we've got our scale degree 7, that next to last measure is always going to be 4 quarter notes. There's no rhythmic variance possible there. So I'm going to play through just the first of these. I've got the beginnings of a lower counterpoint that we're going to use later up there for the moment. I'm going to play through the top one of these and notice the general musical flow of it, notice the effect, the expressive effects. Pay attention to the dissonances. As before, I've circled by dissonances. You'll get a preview of the allowable dissonance patterns in third species. So in just a moment, we're going to talk about dissonance, and that's going to be a bit of a conversation. Before then, let's talk about a few things involving consonants. And actually, one other thing about rhythm that I left out before. As with second species, there are no ties, there are no repeated notes. We're always having a new attack point with each quarter until the very end. We're always having a change of note with each quarter beat. So a few things about how we use consonants before we go on to dissonance. First of all, as in second species, we've got the option of a consonant neighbor tone. You'll see that right here. And as in second species, we're often thinking about how we transit between various relatively strong beats. So here I've got a sixth on 2 successive relatively strong beats, and I can move to that consonant fifth a step away. So I'll play just the first 3 measures of that exercise. The consonant passing tone is used relatively frequently. Another possibility, less frequently used, is a consonant embellishing tone. So if I want 2 of the same consonant on beats 1 and beats 3, same consonants, I can leap, small leap, preferably a third, maybe a fourth, not more. I can make a little leap and leap back. So now, compare the different versions of this before and now. It accomplishes more or less the same thing. Certainly, given the fact that we're heading to the C here is quite repetitive. The F in this context is a much better choice. Another thing about consonants, the unison. As in second species, we're going to reserve downbeat unisons for the very beginning and the very end. Of course, we don't need to use them. We often will have octaves, fifths at the beginning and the upper counterpoint. But we're not going to use unisons on downbeats anywhere in the middle of the exercise. But you'll notice, you may have noticed, through here, I'll just play these first few measures again. We can have, actually I'll sing it again, it'll work a little bit better. We can have unisons on weak beats. 1, 4, 3. See, it joins sweet. 3, 6, and again. 6, 5. If you simply join the cantus firmus in unison on a weak beat and then move away, in avoiding crossed voices, of course, that's just fine.